Another scenario where in the normal boss you have more restrictions than the elite boss, because you couldn't get yourself any of the primary paragons in normal, but here you can, because you can buy the tier 5 of both the boomerang and the dart. And there's no aces or dartling gunners. What the hell? And there's no top half super monkey as well, but you can get the anti-balloon legend of the night for this boss event of Blastopopoulos. Oh yes, and one thing I forgot to mention, there's no tier 5 monkey farms, so no Banana Central, no Central, I forgot what it's called now, Monkey Nomics, sorry, and no Monkey Wall. All of those are off limits, so no Ultra Boosting tier 5 top half. But we can still perform a little bit of sorcery called the Monkeyopolis. And since neither Ben or Geraldo are available in this boss event, let's use a different hero instead. One that provides support with a little bit of damage in the form of Etienne. So when it comes to tier 2, we can't use the M.A.D because that is decommissioned for this entire run. So what can we use? I'm thinking that we could use an Avatar of Wrath to defeat the tier 2 of Blastopopoulos. Things are going very well at the moment, although we are only really relying on Etienne for defense along with a little bit of Dart Monkey, which is not that good for solid defense, but honestly the layout of this map can make it quite kind of feasible in order to use this strategy. Obviously any strategy would be nullified because we are playing under ×2 cash. My first objective is to get a BRF as soon as possible, and then we can start rolling in the moolah. No Quincy action to sell, no passive financial gains from Ben, just whatever we have here along with any alternate incomes and our farms as well. And now we got ourselves a BRF, which I should not sped up a round for. Round 27 done. We do have a lead problem in the next round, which we're going to solve with a glaive ricochet. Hope you are having a wonderful day where you are with whatever it is that you are doing, aside watching me and my wonderful content. But I do want a Spirit of the Forest at some point. I should have went with bottom crossbar so that we can reach more farms for our ability to generate more moolah. We have ourselves global camo detection. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to get the Spirit of the Forest before we're going to need our elite defender ready for round 40 in order to counter the tier 1 Blastopopoulos. Obviously, as there's no water on this map and you have to spend over 25k in order to get water on the map, we won't be utilizing the favorite trade bonus sellback value, so we're just going to have to do this as we are with the elite defender, and hopefully soon we'll get some additional damage. There we go. So hopefully now things should be okay to deal with here. All these horrendous rocks over here blocking our path. Now what looked at from normal mode, I'm not too sure if it's true or not, but if you have like a bunch of sentries down, then it could necessarily block a particular rock from spawning on that spot. I'm not too sure if that is true, but it's just something that I've seen. Maybe I've interpreted it as something else. I do need another tower to slow you down and cool you off. That is kind of going up and down. That's going down. Was going down. Okay, once again going down since you're just receiving cold damage and this rock is blocking that. No thank you. Okay, you're out of range, which is what you would call less than ideal. So now I feel like we're gonna need to we can't even sell it. What's going on here? Oh, now we can sell it. Put another one down and then put you over there. Perhaps I should have just placed you there at the beginning because that's your flight pattern, well, not flight pattern, your travel pattern. And thanks to having one of these icicles down, we are stopping this from overheating, which is pretty cool. In the later tiers, you can't stop it from overheating, but you can slow it down with a bunch of cold-based attacks. There we go. Gonna sell you, get another BRF, and you are done for the moment. Go back to the volcanic tomb, sorry, which you spawned out from. I don't know why I call it a volcanic tomb. It's just clearly a volcano in general and nothing else to it. Although, since we do have global camera detection, it means that round 51 is not going to be an issue, and I purchased that too late, and we didn't get that bonus 1000 at the end of each round. I'm sorry for not doing it on time. I know some people don't like me using double cash, but honestly, I do these boss events for fun rather than coming up with the most sweatiest of strategies, the most sweatiest of playthroughs where you can do this within a certain number of tiers or do this with the least amount of cash spent. Like, I find that not very fun. That's the kind of grind in which I do not like, and people say that you don't require a lot of effort in order to put yourself in. Well, for somebody myself, I can't really agree with that, honestly. It feels like one person's perspective on one thing is different from another person's perspective on the same thing. So when it comes to that sort of thing, I'm just not going to heavily invest myself in that sort of thing because I don't find that sort of thing particularly fun. But then people would be like, well, you can do 2 megapops with a shell shock mortar, you know, tier 3 mortar. Then you could possibly be able to do like a normal cash boss run without any difficulties, right? Like, doing something like that is absurd, in which only a few people would possibly want to try and do. But it takes a certain kind of strategy to get through that scenario. You can't apply one set of strategy and just make it so that it just blends in with every other kind of run, and that's for one druid. Let's go with Thorn Swarm rather than the hard thorns for our endeavors here. It's just so that we can throw more thorns out, but in order to get to that stage, we're going to stop taking away my range, please, Blast. Although the only downside is that we can't really call it off, otherwise the Avatar of Wrath won't be able to do what it needs to do by having the target. I don't know, this has not been frozen, but honestly, I'd rather not have something cold down that could affect the Avatar of Wrath's capabilities of being able to damage the Blastopopoulos. I haven't really tested out myself, so I could be projecting stupid. Although now you are ×5, which is pretty good. Yeah, that's filling up really quickly, and when I say really quickly, I mean just all the way. Not ideal. What if we could put down a Super Brittle, which will increase the damage delivered to Blastopopoulos? Embrittlement is good enough as it is at the moment. Oh, a bit more money, there we go. Okay, so that's going very well, and it doesn't matter because, well, Super Brittle means that the target is susceptible to any kind of attack. But even with Super Brittle's cold base... No, wait, it's not cold, it's normal, isn't it? Oh, I forgot about that. Super Brittle isn't a cold base attack, funny enough. I just love how we've not been able to use our overclock at all, just because its ability cooldown keeps being reset. Thank you, Blastopopoulos. So yeah, a very good counter against Blastopopoulos, because this is also quite short range like the Tacks shooter. But I'd rather not use Tacks shooter, and also the Tacks shooter is not available here. I forgot about that. Oh, stop resetting my ability cooldown. We're gonna delay getting the Black Monkeyopoulos. Thanks, you will not be missed. We couldn't even afford the Ultra Boost at this point. Oh great, that resets the cooldown. Blasphemy. Right, let's go with this upgrade. Now, without the Banana Central, we're not going to be ultra boosting one particular monkey farm in order to generate more income. This only really benefits the dragons in this case, rather than the UCAV, which never gets anything from an ultra boost. So I'm thinking we're going to get a number of overclocks on the field in accordance to how many monkey farms we're going to have placed down. And then in that way we could possibly get the outcome in which we would lose out on from not having a Banana Central. And then just have them constantly applied to these farms over here. Right, let's spawn kill them with the invention of the Humongo Trap. I think we're done with our farms. I think we have all of the farms in which we need in order to do this in. We do want our overclock so that then we can maximize the production of these farms, but we kind of need to get ourselves in a position where we can actually be able to financially afford them, but also try and go through tier 3 when it comes to this scenario. I think Ultra Boost now XXXL trap makes a little bit of sense, just so that we can generate more of these traps as the balloons come out. And we're also going to need a vessel for our master builder to go from, and I don't want to accidentally put you on you, since you just keep auto producing your ability when you pair it on the Ultra Boost when you go for it to a master binner. Builder master binner. It's a master binner of the balloons. We've got our tier 4s for our Apex Plasma, because we do want to keep this for the future. We're going to go with this, and possibly the I've forgotten what its name now, is Major Perfectus as well, as our other Paragon for this. But now we need to generate enough money in order to get to the stage where we can actually go through this. So hopefully this will go well. Oh my gosh. Stop lighting up the entire battlefield. Well, I think the Plasma Key Fan Club was a bad idea, initiating its ability because of what's going on here. Right, let's just put whatever money we have into this. Not maximize it, but maximize it to what we can. 61, that's pretty good. Spawn your rocks, I dare you. That's only going to help me in the long run. And since that's shortened, it means that can't do as much as it possibly could. Would you please fire on it? Thank you. I think it's the Central Champions as well, which is making it a bad time, because obviously they're the plasma damage type. So, Central Champion fuels the fire of this boss. More rocks and more fire, would you please go away and never ever become a rock again? If you think about it, in the next week after this, we will be returning back to Bloonarius, which is pretty odd, because we've had what feels like months for Blastopopoulos, then returning back to a cycle of well, different bosses. I know it's not been months, but it's just felt like forever. I think even changing this to a normal damage type with the Central Champions by putting M.A.D near it doesn't actually change its like core damage type, even though you are changing it externally. Internally, it's still a plasma damage type. I wish you could duplicate certain towers. So let's say in a boss scenario, you can duplicate a tier 4 tower, and with the cost in which you have placed it down in its current stage of tier upgrades, you can upgrade other ones or just copy and paste them down. But then again, I can understand why that would be too difficult or too gimmicky to put in the game, but it would just make this process of putting down tier 4 towers far less inconvenient and time consuming. My favorite 2TC combo, the Century Champion and the Ultra Boost. Honestly, it is one of my favorites because you're using the same tower like type in order to do a 2-tower chimps combination. Right, we've got 1 million, which we're going to use on our Glaive Dominus now, and we've reached max, which is pretty good. So this goes up to 61. The only way we could have really improved it is by getting more pops with every single boomerang on the screen at the current time, but it is what it is. Round 99, and we have ourselves a very, very unusual tower in a boss scenario, because we're used to this being sacrificed for a VTSG. You're at 61, you're also at 61, 2 high degree paragons here. Let us do this, although we can all agree that the Glaive Dominus is the superior one in comparison to this. But these boulders do make it so that the Apex Plasma Master does have a bit more of a purpose over here, which is really nice. Oh my gosh, look at that damage. There's so much damage. That should... Don't you take away my abilities. Yeah, that just went down so quickly. Remember last time I was complaining about this, but it was destroying the RAM of my PC. Right, Legend of the Night, you're also coming into the party here, and I feel like now we are... Why are you at times 10? So we have a problem. We can't select our Wisdom Monkey. Why? We've got all these champion sentries that keep spawning everywhere and disrupting our ability to select them. What do you have to say about that? Well, just delete them? You know what, that's not a bad idea. We are somehow completely allergic to the very left side of the pitch. Just don't just don't consider this banana farmer. This banana farmer is not here, okay? And you're only there because I'm too lazy to have my mouse over here in order to collect all of the XXXL trap drops. Here's a question for you. What would win? 1 trillion lions or the VTSG? I honestly think that the VTSG does not stand a chance. Obviously 1 lion, no problem. But 1 trillion, that's 1,000 billion, by the way. 1 trillion lions. The VTSG doesn't have a chance. Like, its numerical advantage just clearly wipes the floor of whatever the VTSG can do. And that, by the way, is a true sun god with maximum sacrifices. Oh, you swine. There we go. Now we can ultra boost our legend of the night. Raisin Bean, more attack speed. Obviously, if there's going to be a Yuri's Revenge reference with the Super Monkey, it would be the Psychic Dominator when it's casted. Be one with Yuri. Enough about me referencing a game which was made in the early 2000s, in which a lot of you were not even born on. I'll say a lot of you, but some of you. Anything else to sell? I don't think so. What do I do here? I'll put you on there for whatever reason. Okay, what have we got going on over here? We have ourselves a wizard that needs transforming. We'll put 2 million into you. That'll be pretty good. Okay, that's 52. That's pretty swell. And then we're going to use the Ultra Boost. Even though I did say I was going to use the Central Champion, but we're going to use this instead to put... We'll put 1.4 million. 1.45 million. I think that would be a good amount. And we've got ourselves a degree 62. Those XXXL traps are very helpful when it comes to increasing the Paragon degree. Perhaps I should have put less into the engineer and then be able to have the money in order to get the all of the tier 5s of the ice tower, so that then I can do this. But alas, we are here. You got incredibly short range, but let's do this. No room for the wicked after all. Go away, you. And also you as well. And we should be able to do this. I'm going to put you down before you decide to reset our ability cooldown like a person, like a thing. Okay, I'm also going to put absolute 0 on auto ability. Going to put you on auto ability, and we're going to refrain from auto ability on you because I would like to have manual control over when you're doing stuff. Okay, you're going to go back up. Good. I would like to get an ice cream pail at some point. But there we go. I was going to say, I guess the money is not in my court. Right. Okay, that's good. That's good in a way. Okay, you're linked to there, which is not good. I'd rather have manual control over where you're spawning. Although you are spawned there. Where's the green one gone? That's what I'd like to know. I actually think the Mage's Perfectus was a very bad idea because of the fact that our abilities keep being reset. We don't have the means of summoning the most powerful of the Mage's Perfectus abilities. We're going to really get out the Necromancer one, which I've forgotten the name of, which I do apologize. Flare balloons get stuff wrong. It is time to cancel him. Oh my god, your eyes are literally on fire. Oh my gosh, you are so attractive and hot and all that. Is your name Blastopopoulos? Because I am all over your heat, baby. You're so on fire. You're dead. And you just busted like any hot scenario would be. I don't know why my commentary went there. But alas, everybody, that is the Blastopopoulos boss event scenario elite using a various degree of towers here. Our Apex Plasma Master shined really solid because of the rocks and also the other things that he came out for tier 5. I'm really not too sure which one's worse, the Mage's Perfectus or the Ascended Shadow. I honestly think that the primary Paragons, like, just wipes the floor of the magic ones when it comes to the Blastopopoulos, because it has something against both of these. This obviously against its abilities, and with the Ascended Shadow, it kind of largely diffuses the talismans that it deploys down because DOTs are not a thing. Obviously with these two, they don't have DOTs and they don't have abilities, so just in their core strength of just like outputting damage makes them far better choices than the magic ones. Obviously this I could really deploy his full power down because his ability kept being reset, so that is a thing. Obviously I can't turn you to lock, so I can't lock you into place anymore. I've been praying for years, well not years, but praying for months for a Dartling gunner option on the Green Sentry Paragon turret, and now we've finally got it, and it's brilliant. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of the scenario down in the comments sections below, and if you'd like to help me out more than just liking the video, commenting and subscribing, you can also use my creator support code whenever you are in the store. I know a lot of people like to put their advertisements out there throughout the entire video, but I'm mainly for the end of the video, and only incredibly rarely do I mention it throughout a video rather than just at the end of a video. I feel like at this point it's better for the viewer if it is at the end of a video rather than just populating the video throughout it. Minute 1, here's a sponsor. Minute 2, here's a ad. Minute 3, here's a code. Minute 4, you get the idea. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and take care of yourselves.